Lola does an urban camping experiment. What's up, blind viewers? How's everybody doing today? All right, let's start out today with a little shout out. Today's shout out is to Sunny. All right, Sunny, I want to thank you. Sunny noticed that I wasn't posting for a couple of days, so she popped in and reached out to check on good old BlindViews and make sure he was still doing okay. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being a blind viewer, and I appreciate your thoughts. And before we get started, another special shout out to Dave Hughes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. BlindViews is going to get mad at me. Hey, happy Valentine's Day, BlindViews.
And a happy Valentine's Day to you. Have a good one, Dave. Okay. Last couple days has been a little hectic around the old BlindViews place. First of all, I am in a house full of sick people. Yeah, my wife is sick, my son is sick, my one grandson, has some kind of cold, so he's off school. He's been staying with us during the day so his mom can go to work. But somehow, miraculously, I have escaped any illness. But it's been running to doctor's appointments and getting prescriptions filled and all that fun stuff around here. So it's been a little crazy. And then recently, just a few days ago, an old bandmate of mine has passed away. He has been battling cancer for 11 years. Yes, 11 years. Very strong and very brave person. One of the bravest people I've ever met. But he has been battling tooth and nail, never gave up, and for 11 years now. But finally, the beast has won, as he used to always say. He used to refer to it as the beast, his battle with the beast. And after a long, hard-fought battle for 11 years, the beast has won. So sad news, and so been reaching out and dealing with all that. And so if you don't see me posting for the next couple days, it's because I'm going to services and dealing with all that. So I hope you all understand. But while I'm here and got some time, let's make a video. Okay, so Lola, or as we know her, Lost on Land again, she has done a little experiment, I guess you could call it. Now, for those of you who do not know, Lola is a lady who lives in Texas. She has a full-time job. She has a house, or a sticks and bricks, as you RVers say. But she also has a van that she has outfitted for her little weekend excursions or her little getaways whenever she has time off. And she usually goes out in the wilderness and to the rural areas of Texas and does some weekend camping. Well, recently she has decided that she was going to try her hand at the urban camping, urban boondocking, or stealth camping, if you will. So she decided she was going to, I think she started out like in her brother's house, close by, and parked by his place. And wanted to see, because, she's used to the quiet and the birds and the animals and trees and lakes and things like that. So she decided she's going to try her hand at the urban thing, just in case, if she wants to one day go full time, she is afforded the time and opportunity to take baby steps and just not dive in. She can stick one toe at a time in the water, if you will, and see if this is going to work for her and what she needs to do and all that. So she made a little series of videos. I don't know, I think 2, 3, 4, something like that, of her little experiment, parking here and there and looking around and trying to find a spot. And I guess she found the one spot was in a parking area, and there was even a porta-john close by, and she was scoping it out, and there was a little park nearby, so she went to the park and checked everything out. But then she found out that around 5, 6 o'clock, I guess when everybody gets off work, that little parking lot got really, really full. And in another one of her videos, I guess, I think it's entitled, I Got the Knock. So she did have the experience of the police officers knocking on the door. And it's a nice little video, tells about her experience, about how she responded and how she was treated and all those other things. And it was a really nice video, a really good, informative video. And I encourage anybody, go over to Lost on Land again. I'll leave a link. Maybe how about I'll put one right there. And I'll put one down in the description also. But go over and check that out. It's pretty interesting. Her little journey or experiment with stealth camping or urban boondocking, whatever title you want to throw onto it. But it kind of got me thinking, because her little I Got the Knock video, it brings up a lot of discussion about all kinds of things, not just in the RVing community, but everywhere. Now, Lola is a thoughtful, kind person, and she didn't, when she was looking for that, when she scoped out that parking spot, and then found later on in the day that, she didn't want to steal anyone's parking spot in that area that normally parks there. So right away, she's a thoughtful person, and, she's not going to say, yeah, you screw it. I parked here first. First come, first serve. You snooze, you lose, whatever. She's thoughtful. So when she did get the knock, her response was with polite, kind courtesy. Yes, sir, and answered the questions and all that. So the response that she got back was positive. Now, she brought up the thing that, if she would have been, say, a long-haired male with a big old long scraggly beard and kind of like, yeah, man, what you need, it might have been different. Or maybe if it was a black person or even a black couple, the response might have been from the police officers might have been a little different. But she was a single white female, so the response was kind and courteous from the officers. Now, personally, come on, look at me. Tattoos, metal on my face, weird haircut. Personally, I don't think it has to do with skin color, gender, strange appearances, or any of that. Personally, and from my experiences, I think it has more to do with the attitude that you approach a situation with. Now, if you're going to fly off the handle and, I got my rights, you got no rights to be in here, and you don't need to be hassling me, and all, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get the same thing back. If you give, oh, yeah, you just checked on me because I'm black, man. Yeah, it's the white man trying to keep the black man down. Guess what you're going to get? Or if you do that little smart-ass thing where you crack the window that much and go, yeah, what you need? What do you want? Then you're going to get problems. Doesn't matter who you are. If you say, yes, officer, how can I help you? Is there a problem? And when he says, can I see your identification? Sure can. Let me get that for you. Or, what are you doing here? Well, this is a situation. And you are kind and polite, and you answer them. You're going to get that in return. What you throw out, you're going to get back. Now, yes, before you all jump down my throat with both feet, yes, there are exceptions to everything. There are assholes everywhere in every single profession. Just like there is your neighbors or anything else. People are all different. Yes, there are those out there that will, a cop I'm talking about, that will, no matter what they are, if they're having a bad day, they're going to be a dick to you. Or even if they're not, they're going to be a dick to you just because that's their nature. But the majority, what you give to them is what they give back to you. So if you got that attitude, you're going to get attitude. If you say yes, sir, no, sir, answer their questions truthfully, you're not going to get hassled. And you got to think, this is a cop rolling up on a van, seeing that there's, he said that the reason there's condensation on the inside of the window, that's how he knew. All the other cars around had condensation and whatever on the outside, but hers was on the inside of the windshield. So, if this cop would have rolled on by and just ignored it, and then the next day you'd have found some dead kid in the back of a van, what would you have done? Well, the police officers are lazy and they just didn't do their job. But since he stopped and said, hey, we're going to check this out, we don't know what's going on in the back here. It could be a couple having sex in the back. It could be some dude who snatched up a kid and doing nasty things in the back. But for some reason, the inside of this thing is all steamed up, and we're going to check it out. So he checks it out, and some of you are going to say, well, it's just a cop being a cop, and they're all pricks, and they don't care, and they're just hassling people. No. You don't know if there's 5 people back there getting high, drunk, doing whatever, with a handful of guns ready to blow this dude's head up. You never know. This is what police officers face every single day. So, again, if you got an attitude, you're going to get an attitude. If he says, is anybody else in there? And you say no, and he says, do you mind if I check? And you say, go right ahead. And he pops his head in and sees no one's in there. Ta-da. If you give him a big hassle, guess what? The 1 or 2 cop cars that are there is going to turn into 5, 6. And it could get ugly. Because just remember, there's horrible people out there that do horrible things to other people. And these guys are trained to looking for those little things. I mean, come on. Driving through a parking lot and spotting condensation on the inside of a window of a van out of all the cars that are around. Do you think you would notice that? And if you did and you knew what it was from, you'd go, somebody's in that van. Will the first thing in your mind be, probably some nomad just parking in the parking lot, sleeping it off until they roll on the next day? Or would you say, did someone just snatch up a kid or grab some chick and throw him in the back of this thing and somebody's in the back of this van all gagged up? Yeah, you just never know. So these guys are out there doing their job. They're not trying to be dicks, but sometimes they have to be. Because if you're a dick to them, they're going to be a dick to you. But if you're like Lola and you say, is there a problem, officer? And he asks you a question and you answer it truthfully and honestly, then you will get good results, much like she did. That's my opinion. This is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.
Oh.